The Promised Neverland, episode 10, was titled 130146. That was the title of this week's episode of The Promised Neverland. Now, it was a pretty good episode. I liked it. Here we go discussing about what happened at the end of last week's episode, where Norman told Emma and Ray that he couldn't escape because there was a cliff outside of the gates. So, Norman was telling them about the cliff. They got mad at first, but he couldn't do nothing. He couldn't go over the cliff or anything. So, that's what Norman was telling Ray and Emma. He was getting shipped out that day, and he was talking to Emma and Ray to Emma while y'all can try to escape. He's about to get shipped out. So he wouldn't go pack up his stuff, so it wouldn't be, suspicious to the kids or anything. So he gets his suitcases, dresses up, and he grabs, this cup with string, and then he started thinking, having flashbacks and stuff of, years ago where he was sick before, and, then Emma came into the room at one point and was, pretty much, telling him that he don't have to be lonely and stuff, and was telling him all that. And Ray was in there as well. And then Isabella came in. It was when they was probably 5 years old or younger. It was Norman was sick and he was having flashbacks and stuff. And Emma and them was coming into the room, checking on him and stuff. And then Emma and Ray got taken out by Isabella, told him to get out of the room. And then Emma came back into the room, gave him a cup with strings and stuff, so they can talk through the door and stuff. While Emma and Ray had to stay out of the room, and Norman was sick inside the room. So it was a pretty cool flashback. But Norman got ready. Isabella was waiting for him downstairs. He goes down there. And he's telling everybody goodbye and stuff, Everybody's congratulating him, thanking him and stuff, that he's leaving out. And, he's saying goodbyes and all that. And then you see Emma pretty much went and say goodbye. But then the moment when he's about to leave out the door and stuff, Emma threw down the crutches and ran to him. Pretty much knocking him down and stuff, telling him he could go ahead and escape now while she distracts Isabella and stuff. And Norman is complaining to her you can't do that and stuff right now, you don't need to be naive and all that stuff. And that's what Norman was telling Emma and stuff. And Emma, and then Norman was actually about to confess his love to Emma. And then Isabella came up and grabs Norman, telling him, well, it's time to go and stuff. And then, Isabella gets onto the floor and tells Emma that if she causes another commotion, she'll straight up kill her. So, that's what Isabella told Emma right there. So, that's what Isabella straight up told Emma, that she'll straight up kill her. But Norman's he say one last goodbye to Emma, and he does. And then Norman and Isabella walks out the door. Norman and Isabella was walking down to the gate, and Norman actually says, "Are you happy, Mom?" And Isabella just pauses for a second and goes didn't even know, she was shaken up by that. And goes "Yeah." And they started walking to the gate and all that, and then they go through the gate. Last time we see Norman in this episode, and then we see Emma and Ray and all of them, Don and Gilda, they was upset. And Ray was talking about, well, you can still try to escape, Emma, but, I give up. That's what he says. And then a month passed, it's December now, I think it said December 12th. And then, you see Emma and Ray still upset about it and all that, and then January rolls around, and Ray is about to get shipped out anytime soon. So January 15th, Ray will get shipped out. He's the next person to get shipped out, and Emma looks at Ray and tells him that tells him that we got plans and stuff, and pretty much it was like a weird smile that Emma had, and then, well, not really a smile, but just a face expression. But yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention, where, but yeah, I forgot one more thing where Isabella was telling Emma that she can become the next mom and all that. How should I recommend her? Because she straight up says that, Norman's dead now, Ray's gonna be the next one shipped out. So she might as well try to become a mom or a sister. That's what Isabella told Emma and stuff, talking about she has to have that desire and all that about it. But she'll recommend her to headquarters and stuff if she wants to become a mom or a sister or whatever, or just straight up die. Is up to Emma. So yeah, that's what Isabella said. But yeah, that was the thing I forgot to mention, all that. But yeah, it was a pretty good episode of The Promised Neverland. Everybody thinks that Norman is dead. But you haven't seen the scene that he actually died or whatever. But that's what everybody thinks, But yeah, it was a pretty good episode. The art and animation was pretty good. The writing and all that was good as well. I like this episode. It was a pretty good one. Definitely can't wait for next week's episode with Emma and Ray. See what they're going to be talking about. So yeah, pretty good episode. That's all I got to say about it. I'll give this episode a 8.5 out of 10 stars as well. I'll give it pretty good episode. I like the flashback and stuff with Norman, Emma, and Ray. Pretty cool little flashback when he was like 5 years old or younger or something like that. So yeah, pretty good flashback and all that. So yeah, it was a pretty cool episode. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this week's episode of The Promised Neverland. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel, World of Chris 1-800. Subscribe to my other channel, Chris Videos. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. It'll all be down there in the description box. So yeah, you can follow me on all my social media accounts. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later until the next video.